And Parham, what is your understanding of the current position in Tehran about any breakdown or break off from those communications with US mediators?
Matthew, Iranian authorities, ever since the negotiations started, said that Lebanon should be included in these negotiations. Now that Israel has decided to expand its operations and attack inside Lebanon, especially by issuing orders to attack southern suburbs of Dahia in Beirut. So that has frustrated Iranians. So from today morning, many Iranian authorities basically echoing one another issued statements or got on X and condemned these attacks. For example, Iranian foreign minister said that we insist that a ceasefire in Lebanon should be an integral part of any final agreement between Tehran and Washington. Abbas Araghchi, Iranian foreign minister, said that for immediate attention, the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. is unequivocally a ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. Ghalibaf, who is Iranian parliament minister, but also Iran's chief negotiator, has also said that the naval blockade and escalation of, as he mentions, war crimes in Lebanon by Israel are clear evidence of U.S. non-compliance with the ceasefire. And last but not least, the spokesman for the Iranian armed forces also said that the continuation, as he puts it, crimes in Lebanon will not be tolerated by Iranian armed forces. So bottom line, the sticking issues that were, putting problem to find the final agreement between Tehran and Washington, not only they have not dwindled, but also they are growing and becoming more and more. So apart from the nuclear issue and the Strait of Hormuz and other issues, now one of the sticking points has become the ceasefire in Lebanon.
Yes, so you take the picture as a whole, and it doesn't look like we're on the brink to resolving any of the immediate issues. One thinks of the Strait of Hormuz, because the hope was you'd get some sort of deal, and then sequencing of those talks about the nuclear issues, unfreezing assets, all of that at a later stage. But we're not even getting to stage one at the moment.
Exactly. So it appeared that from these negotiations that they want to reach a memorandum of understanding to address the most important issue, that is reopening the Strait of Hormuz, that everybody can benefit from that and everybody is, being harmed in some way, in one way or another, by its closure. However, each party, the United States wants to amend some part of the terms in these negotiations when it comes to the nuclear issue. On the other hand, Iranians want to include the Lebanon because it's extremely important for them to keep their proxies and the groups they support, because they believe it's a deterrence against Israel. So, like I said, it's really difficult with all these sticking points. Back in 2015, when Obama reached a deal with Iran, it was only about nuclear issues. Now we've got a Strait of Hormuz. We've got a stockpile of, over 400 kilograms of enriched uranium with 60% purity that, according to IAEA, is enough to make at least, if further enriched, 10 nuclear bombs. And now we've got Hezbollah in Lebanon. So although U.S. administration is really hopeful every time they say that we are close to a deal, from what we see on the ground, it seems less and less likely every day.
Parham, thanks very much. As we were just doing that interview, let me just add one more line to what we were hearing there. Iranian state television saying the probability of a ceasefire between Iran and the US ending is high if attacks on Lebanon don't stop. So underlining that message that Parham was just saying from a variety of sources that he has been monitoring, and it certainly looks if those Israeli attacks continue in Lebanon, Iranian state television saying the probability of the ceasefire between Iran and the US ending is high. So we'll keep an eye on that, bring you all of the latest developments as they come into us.